Hello, hello. All right, let's see if we can get connected here. What's going on, everybody? So, who was texting who? That is the question. Who was texting who? Which brings up a really good question, does it not? I mean, we all want to know who was texting who here. Because I'm going to share with you on who I believe that is and who's been texting who. And I think most of you will find it highly interesting on who was doing the texting. And I'm talking about who was texting Epstein. And it really looks like the cat is out the bag on who was texting Epstein. And actually, it's not even the cat out the bag. We all know who it was. It's all been pointed out who was texting who. Thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate that you are here. I'm going to share with some of the stuff. And now I saw this information. I said, I got to talk about this. Who was texting Epstein? And it come to find out it was a congresswoman that was texting Epstein during a congressional hearing. Now, to be clear, I don't think that it's even against the law for members of Congress to be texting anybody. Just to put it out there, I don't think it's against the law. But the way they've been talking about Epstein, I mean, come on. Are we not going to ask the question? Are we not going to ask that question? Are we all going to sit idly by and be like, well, maybe there's actually nothing to see here? Are we all going to do that? I don't think so. I think we're all going to say, this is not right. They know it wasn't right, and they still did it. They went along with it anyways. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. If you would, please bless me by hitting that thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Share the video. Let's get it out there. Wow. Just think about this for 1 second. Just 1 second. If you had text messages between, let's just say, Mike Johnson and Epstein, or Jim Jordan and Epstein, or Comer and Epstein, or even President Trump and Epstein, the Democrats would say, that is enough. That is enough to say that they were complicit and they were involved with what Epstein was doing. Is that not what they would be saying? Of course they would be. The very fact that President Trump's name just showed up, his name just showed up in some emails where Epstein was upset with Trump, is enough for the Democrats. That's all it took. We just needed to see Epstein talk about President Trump, and that gave us enough of what we needed to see in order to make the connections with President Trump and Epstein. That's all that they needed. That's all that they wanted. It's like, we just need to make connections, connect the dots. We don't care about the rest. We just need to connect the dots so that President Trump has something to do with Epstein. And in the emails, all the emails that I've seen, Epstein was highly upset with President Trump. All right, wasn't even President Trump at the time. They were just upset with Trump. That's all it came down to. They were upset with Trump. That's it. Mad with Trump because Trump was not playing the game with them. Trump was not playing along. Trump was not doing what they wanted. They said he's not playing ball. So if Epstein is upset with President Trump, what does that mean? What does that mean? And personally, they never even say in the emails what Epstein was upset about with President Trump. But come to find out, President Trump did not take a single dime from the Democrats. Didn't take anything from them. He took zero from the Democrats. President Trump took zero from Epstein. Same thing as the Democrat. He took zero from Epstein. But the Democrats, on the other hand, they took money from Epstein. And then you have Congresswoman Pulaski where she's saying that, well, the money that Epstein gave me, she donated it to women. I don't believe her at all. I don't believe her at all. Maybe she went back and said, oh, wait a minute, how much money did we get? Okay, give that amount right now. Give it now. Give it now. Well, the money he gave me, I gave it to the women's march. I don't believe her at all. Well, of course, today you had some of these radical liberals. They're going to the floor and they're complaining about President Trump. And now they're complaining because you have this lady who was texting with Epstein. Y'all hear me? Doing a congressional hearing. And from what I'm gathering, she was getting advice. How many congressmen and women do you know that you can text and they will text back to you for advice? Who would be texting Epstein for advice in 2019? Who will be texting Epstein for advice, for information? Are you kidding me? Now they're all trying to cover for this Democrat that got caught texting between her and Epstein. They're all trying to cover for it now. And it's not even just her that's in the midst of all of this. It's not just her either. But I want y'all to listen to some of this. It's a short clip.
Well, they want to give them another headline, which is that they've arraigned a Democratic member for taking a phone call from her constituent, Jeffrey Epstein, in the middle of a hearing. And of course, I don't think there's any rule here against taking phone calls in a hearing.
Is that all it was? It was just a simple phone call. Hey, how you doing? How's the weather there? Are you feeling good today? You know what? How are the kids doing? How are the kids doing? How are the children doing? How are the chillins doing? Oh, what was going on? You know what? I'm right now. I'm in a congressional hearing. I can't talk to you. I'll talk to you later. Okay? We'll talk later. But I can't talk right now because I'm in a congressional hearing. That didn't take place. She was getting information from Epstein. She was taking advice from Epstein. But you know who else was soliciting money from Epstein? Yours truly, right here. Hakeem Joffrey's campaign was soliciting money from Jeffrey Epstein. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. And these are the main ones talking about release the files. And then this information comes out and they automatically go on the defense. They automatically jump on the defense saying that, there's nothing wrong, no wrongdoing here. Nothing's wrong, nothing out of the ordinary. They were soliciting someone who was doing wicked, evil things for money. For money. So did Epstein's camp actually give them money?
We believe in transparency. We believe in accountability. We believe in due process. That's the opposite of what is happening on the floor today. And let me be very clear about Stacey Plaskett. She's a woman of great intelligence and a woman of great integrity.
Oh, my goodness.
And she deserves better than what she's receiving from House Republican extremists. She deserves the opportunity to be heard. She deserves due process. She deserves the ability to make her case, not to be prosecuted by petty foggers playing lawyer on the floor of the House of Representatives.
My goodness, you hearing this?
Google that if you don't know what it means.
You hearing this? She has integrity. See, look, I've said this for years. Democrats will protect demons. Demons will protect demons. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. They're protecting her as much as possible. But Hakeem Joffrey, he's protecting himself as well. Let me share with you, here is the email where Jeffrey, apparently, allegedly, you got to say allegedly, right? Where his campaign was soliciting funds from Jeffrey Epstein. Soliciting funds. And then he tried to act like, well, I don't know anything about this. I have no idea what this is. What are you talking about? This was back in 2013. It says, we are thrilled to announce that we are working on with Congressman Jeffrey Hakeem Jeffries and they said one of the rising stars in New York congressional district, a delegation, sometimes referred to as Brooklyn's Barack. I'm like, okay, making association with Barack Hussein Obama, I guess that's what that is. Said he is a stunning supporter of Barack Obama and a progressive voice for the people in New York City. New York One did profile piece about him, about his work on the vital important Budget Judiciary Committee in Washington. You can watch the video here. And it says Hakeem is committed to electing Democrat majority in 2014 and is encouraging his friends to participate. And this is a fundraiser right here, fundraising dinner with Obama, mind you. So he was getting invited. This is Jeffrey Epstein getting invited to Obama's fundraising dinner on a Monday night and asking for Jeffrey Epstein to show up too. So did Jeffrey Epstein go to this dinner with Obama? Was he there? I mean, no one is really talking about this. This is in the email. I want to know. So did he show up too? I mean, and then they put at the bottom, give us a call if you would like to get involved with this dinner and bring your checkbook with you. You know, they didn't say the checkbook part, but that's exactly what they were saying. I mean, people. And then Hakeem Jeffries trying to act like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know the man. I had no association with the man. None of that. Well, did you go to the party with Barack Obama? Did you go to this dinner with Barack Obama? Did Epstein show up at this dinner with Barack Obama? I mean, really, I want to know the answer to that. I think we all deserve the answer to that because all of these Democrats are acting like none of this actually happened. Like, oh, nope, this is not true. It didn't happen. Really? See, but when the emails come out where Epstein is upset with President Trump, and they don't say why. And the way the Democrats put it out there, they're trying to say that Epstein was upset with President Trump because he would not get involved into the wicked things that Epstein was doing. But I believe because President Trump would not take his money. They were taking his money. So then in that instance, Hakeem Jeffries, Barack Obama, all of these Democrats, and it's not even just them. There's some rhino Republicans too, took money from Jeffrey Epstein. All of this information is coming out. Could this be the thing that collapses this country? Could this be the thing that collapses the parties, both of them? Could this be the thing? Could this be the thing? Because the Democrats trying to act like President Trump was trying to keep this all information under wraps. Really? President Trump was trying to keep all this information under wraps. He didn't want it to come out. There's no video. There's no audio. There's no email. There's no leaked audio, nothing of President Trump ever, not a single time saying to any Republican or anybody to keep the files locked down. There's not a single thing, not a single proof of it. But you have CNN, NBC, New York Times, and the whole rest of the liberal media outlets saying that President Trump did. And if you go into AI, I went on the AI earlier and I was asking AI, I said, is there actual proof that President Trump said that he wanted to keep the files locked down? Is there actual proof of it? And the AI came back originally said, yes, there is proof. And then it says it's been widely reported by CNN, MSDNC, ABC, CBS, the whole Alphabet Network group. It just listed them all out there. It was been widely reported by them. Credible news organizations is what it said. And I replied back and I said, these news organizations are not credible and you as AI know it to be true. Give me the facts. Is there actual tangible proof that President Trump actually said or even alluded to anybody suppressing the docs from coming out, the files from coming out? And it came back and says, there is no actual proof. It's just been widely reported. That's what they do. See, all of them get together and they lie to the masses, and then that becomes the truth. The Democrats are very good at it, and all of these liberal news organizations work for the Democrat Party, the DNC. Now listen to Hakeem Jeffries here talking about like he's talking about integrity, like he doesn't do no wrong, like he's for the law.
Sunlight, of course, is the best disinfectant. And we've maintained from the very beginning that the American people just deserve the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as it relates to the Epstein files.
Oh, really? Deserve the truth, nothing but the truth. When it comes to the Epstein files, deserve the truth and nothing but the truth. Listen to Comer. He's gonna talk about that email I just read to you.
Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we found in the last document batch.
So you mean to tell me, if you're running a campaign, and y'all help me out. Y'all leave me a comment down below. You mean to tell me that if you are running for political office and your campaign is soliciting money from XYZ, you, the one running for political office, you're not going to know about it? And the money, I can only imagine, that they wanted to get from Epstein would have not been a small amount. So am I to believe, are we to believe that Hakeem had no idea that his campaign was reaching out to Jeffrey Epstein? This was in 2013, actually, 2013, which, matter of fact, all of this information about Jeffrey Epstein came out in 2008. Who was in office in 2008? Who was in office? 2008. So all of this information started coming to the surface in 2008, 2013. He's asking this man who's already been publicly known for doing this wicked stuff. He's asking that man for money. He didn't see that as a problem. Really? But President Trump being in the emails because Epstein is upset with President Trump. Oh, that is a problem for Trump, though. But it's not a problem for them to ask money of Epstein. And then to get back to her, I want y'all to listen to her. Stacey Plaskett. Listen to her, because she's on here and she's going to say some key details in here about her communications with Jeffrey Epstein. Apparently, after President Trump gave Jeffrey Epstein the boot out of Mar-a-Lago, the Democrats loved him then. Imagine that. What? President Trump rejected you? Oh, that means we get to love you. I mean, that's what it looks like. Listen to what she says here, because it's key detail. She's standing on the floor and she's blatantly lying to the American people about her acknowledgement of Jeffrey Epstein. Watch this.
And I got a text from Jeffrey Epstein, who at the time was my constituent, who was not public knowledge at that time that he was.
Okay. Did you hear what she just said right there? She said which was not public acknowledgement at that time, talking about his wicked things. I want to show you the date on when she was making these communications with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, remember, 2008, when all this started coming out about Jeffrey Epstein. 2013, Hakeem Jeffries took money from was soliciting money from Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know if he ever got the money. Soliciting money from Jeffrey Epstein. They already knew that he was down as an offender. They already knew it. So here she is saying that it wasn't public knowledge when she was texting him during the committee hearing.
Who was not public knowledge at that time that he was under federal investigation, and who was sharing information with me. Now, I heard recently.
So he was just sharing information. That's all that was going on here. This, no foul, nothing wrong. Just innocently sharing information. This is what she's saying. This is what she's saying. Look, I'm going to piece the puzzle together for you. Now, here is the hearing that she was just referring to back in 2019. This is the hearing. And I want to show y'all because someone, I didn't put this together, but someone actually put this timestamp on here when this was and when it took place and what she was doing during the time of this hearing. Now, you just heard her. She said she didn't know. It wasn't publicly known. Everybody knew in 2019 about Jeffrey Epstein. Everybody knew. Everybody knew. Watch.
Obama was president of.
Y'all see the date down there? February 27, 2019. You see that? There's the stamp. There's a stamp right there. She just said in other videos she didn't know about Jeffrey Epstein being the way he was. She's just communication, getting information.
The United States. And while we were once driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that only black people could live that way. Attorney-client privilege, yes, I will turn it over.
You, as my friend Mr. Meadows pointed out, misled this committee even today in a written submission that contradicted your testimony. You have suggested you are going to review that.
Look at it. So you can see here, she's looking at her phone because her and Epstein are texting one another right now, going back and forth. And then the Rona. Who's Rona? She asked, who's Rona? Just ask about him. You'll see.
Did you review? Are you going to review it in our next break to correct the record? Yes or no?
Yes.
Question, you helped out the president's campaign or were involved in the campaign as a representative, as a spokesman, even in your words today. It was your idea for the campaign dating back to 2011. Is that accurate? Yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Weisenberg and other individuals, Ms. Rona. Who are those individuals? Are they with the Trump organization?
They are.
Are there other people that we should be meeting with?
So Alan Weisselberg is the chief financial officer.
Uh-huh. You got to quickly give us as many names as you can so we can get to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Ms. Rona, what is Ms. Rona's position?
Rona Graff is Mr. Trump's executive assistant.
And would she be able to corroborate many of the statements that you've made here?
Yes, her office is directly next to his, and she's involved in a lot that went on.
And you see that? Look at the timestamp there. Look at the timestamp. And he messages her back, good work, because he's watching. This is in real time where Jeffrey Epstein is feeding her information on questions to ask. And she just said when she was on the floor that it was just her having a conversation with her constituent. Like none of this was taking place. Well, let me share this with you before we go to this next video. Look at this. Here is an email that was sent from her to Jeffrey Epstein's crew. And him, apparently the first email up there is his. And it says, good morning, Leslie. If you would share this invitation with Jeffrey, I would much appreciate it. I would be grateful for his support, meaning money, and support of those he may direct to assist me. Give me money. I'll be in New York City on Thursday of the event through the weekend. Again, thanks, Stacy. Again, thank you, Stacy. But see, according to the radical left, all of this is just, there's no foul, no play here, no foul. There's nothing to see here, nothing wrong. All of this is good. All of this is okay. Really? Can you imagine if the communications like this from Republicans were going to Jeffrey Epstein, asking him for money, how the Democrats would be reacting right now? Do you know how the outcry, the screaming? I mean, really, they were saying the Republicans were asking Jeffrey Epstein for money. They knew about Jeffrey Epstein during this time. This email was July the 12th, 2018. Everybody already knew about Jeffrey Epstein. It wasn't a secret. She knew, but yet they were still asking money. It wasn't a secret. But the problem here is Trump. We got to make this connection with Trump. It's all about Trump. That's all that they care about. Trying to make these dots meet where President Trump will look like he's the one that's guilty, like he's the one that did all of this, like he's the one that's in the wrong. That's all that they care about. And that's all they want to do is try to figure out how to get Trump. Nothing else matters to them. Nothing else matters but get Trump. Now, I want to play some of this video for you here because this was on the Communist News Network where they're actually talking to her. And I'm surprised they were even asking these questions of her. And I think the only reason why they're doing this is because they're trying to make it look like she's the innocent one. She's the victim. She's another victim of Epstein. That's all that this is, right? This is how they're trying to paint it, but it's not working out for her.
Paid time off. Democrats have been doing town halls, coming back to Congress. Republicans have been nowhere in sight. And the people of this country are in need of our support and of the work that needs to be done.
We know that Epstein had property in the Virgin Islands, right?
Yes.
What was your relationship with Epstein?
So Jeffrey Epstein was a constituent. He was a resident of the Virgin Islands, lived there, I guess, more than half of the year because he was registered there. I had received donations from him.
Oh, you did receive donations from him. Okay. She admitted that. Okay.
After the last investigation came out, which was after this texting.
His last investigation after this texting. But they already knew before that last investigation of his wicked deeds. They already knew. We all knew. We already knew about it. And she's saying, and then there was another one, which is true, another investigation. So she's ignoring the fact that he had the first one. She's ignoring that. She's ignoring that he's registered. She's ignoring that. But there was another one that came afterwards. I mean, come on. See, this is how they do a play on words. Listen, here's some key details.
I gave any donations that I previously received from him to women's organizations and did not have any contact with him. But
really? So can we see the receipts on that? When did you give those donations to him? When all this started coming about, did you tell someone, hey, go ahead and make a check or send a donation somewhere? Or is she just lying? Is she just lying? She's probably just lying. Because how much money did he give her? I want to know that too. How much money did she receive from him?
Like many constituents, individuals get your phone number. They text you about issues. They speak with you. I have spoken with him about issues that are relevant, things that are going on in the Virgin Islands and elsewhere around the country.
That is a bald-faced lie. I know quite a few congressmen and women. I do. And I actually have some of their phone numbers. But I don't text them, especially during a hearing, and giving them information or see how they're doing. Jeffrey Epstein, out of everybody of her constituents, how many other constituents have her number that would text her during a hearing? This is like, I mean, look, they're on defense so tough. And that's the reason why she's making these rounds, because she's going around on defense. They don't want us talking about this. They want us to just continuously going down the path of, oh, President Trump, he did X, Y, Z, and ignore all of this. She did it. There's no text messages of President Trump talking about Epstein. President Trump did not take any money from Epstein. She did. President Trump was not soliciting support from Epstein in a text message or in the money. Not at all, but they were. And a lot of times when you give money, see, this is how it works in politics. See, this is the reason why a lot of these people with a lot of money, they become influenced, right? They influence those that they give money to. And they give them all this money, they expect something in return. And I guess what they were expecting from them was Epstein was expecting from them is safety and security. What do you think?
Right, but on that day that we're talking about, she did the text exchange at 7:55 in the morning. So why were you even texting with Epstein at the time? He was a known sex offender then.
See, and she just said it. Look, I'm surprised CNN is even asking these questions. This is the second time I've seen them do this today. I'm just surprised. Because and you're like, but you did text him, and we already knew that he was an offender. We already knew. It's no secret. Do you think it was appropriate for you to be texting Epstein of all people? No, I can understand. Maybe it's your mom. She's asking, hey, you gonna come over the weekend? Yeah, Mom, I'll be there. I'm working right now, but let me get back with you later. No, it was Epstein feeding her information. Now watch how she responds to it.
Sure. I explain to people I've been a prosecutor for many years. And there are a lot of people who have information that are not your friends that you use to get information to get at the truth. This was 7 years ago, and people need to understand this was a huge hearing that was taking place with Michael Cohen finally coming forward to talk about monies that he had with the potential hush money that had been paid to Stormy Daniels to keep her quiet about the allegations against Trump.
Oh, you see how she's trying to deflect now? She's trying to deflect. Like, this is not about me texting Epstein of all people. I mean, come on. This is so rich. This is so rich. She's in the hot seat, and of course, she's playing defense. And the lady here on CNN straight up said, we already knew Epstein, who he was and what he was about. And, Democrats supposedly against that behavior. They're actually not. But we wanted to get the perception that we're actually against that behavior. Why did you do that?
We were entering a hearing. Lots of people were texting me. Lots of people were giving me information. And I find it really interesting and almost rich that the Washington Post took 30 seconds, one set of question line that I did, and say that Epstein was directing me as to what to question Michael Cohen. I have 5 minutes of questioning. I had a lot of questions, 20 years of experience that I had at the time, along with other information I was getting from many sources about issues that should have been raised. And I also want to say that the issues that I raised in that hearing related to individuals who were closest to the president and who could know about money has never been looked into.
Right.
Okay. This is so loaded. This is so loaded. So loaded. Are y'all getting this? Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Now, I want you to hear, because again, kudos. Look, this might be the only time you ever hear this, but kudos to CNN for not dropping it. If CNN were to do the news like this, and when the stuff come up like this, if they did this all the time, they wouldn't be considered fake news the way they are. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. I still don't trust them. And I think the only reason why they're upset because she was making these text messages with Epstein of all people. And she's sitting there saying that all these people were texting me. A whole bunch of people were texting me. A whole bunch of people. Whole bunch of people. But Epstein? Really? And she probably was thinking that it was never going to come out. She's probably thinking that. Watch this. Listen to CNN. I'm surprised CNN actually did not let it go.
We have the full transcript right here, but, and no doubt you have an impressive resume, right? You're a former federal prosecutor. You were an impeachment manager. But yes or no, if Epstein had not brought up Rona to you in that text, would you have asked Michael Cohen about her independently?
Probably not.
Probably not. You'd have said you had like 20 years experience in asking all these questions. But if Epstein never would have texted you while he's watching in real time to ask Michael Cohen these questions, you never would have asked. And on the floor, they actually voted to censor her. And it failed. If it was a Republican, it would not have failed. They would have censored that Republican for the stuff that she did. And she's out there, and she's not a nice person. She's not a nice person at all. She's not a nice person at all. But now she's defending her communications with Jeffrey Epstein of all people. Of all people.
I asked about 3 other individuals as well. Everyone knew.
But she didn't ask about that lady, Rona. She didn't ask about Rona. He just volunteered that to her. And that's the reason why she asked. She didn't ask about Rona. She didn't ask about other people. Well, maybe she asked about other people, but she didn't ask about Rona.
Other people knew that this woman had been the president's assistant. I talked about other individuals who were also close to him that other people had given me information about, that I'd found other information about. And there were other issues that I talked with him about as well, Michael Cohen, that I brought up during that time.
Right.
So as a prosecutor, as an investigator, you glean information, get information where you can. Some of it is relevant, some of it is not, and you put it all together and you ask the questions.
And I understand you're saying, look, he was a constituent, right? And whether or not they're good or bad, you're just trying to get information to get to the truth. But at this time, this was happening after he had already pleaded guilty to state prostitution charges. And then there was that Miami Herald article that came out in 2018 detailing how widespread the sexual abuse was, interviewing 80 women who said that he sexually abused her. So, abused them, I should say. So I'm wondering, as you look back, do you think that it was an error in judgment to be communicating with him at all? Do you have any regrets?
Do you have any regrets? Do you think there was any error in actually taking text messages from him during a hearing, congressional hearing, period? From Epstein, of all people. Do you regret it today? Now, let me remind y'all, she is a Democrat. When Democrats do wrong things, they don't regret it. They don't. The only thing they regret is getting caught or people talking about it, but they see no wrong in it. So let's hear what her response is.
To state prostitution charges. And then there was that Miami Herald article that came out in 2018 detailing how widespread the sexual abuse was, interviewing 80 women who said that he sexually abused her. So, abused them, I should say. So I'm wondering, as you look back, do you think that it was an error in judgment to be communicating with him at all? Do you have any regrets?
Well, listen, I think Jeffrey Epstein is a reprehensible person. Absolutely disgusting. I lived in a house during childhood with a mother who had been sexually abused by her dad. And
what? So that makes it okay that you were texting Jeffrey Epstein? What? That's not the question. The man is gone. He's not giving you any more money. The answer is, you know what? I should have never taken those text messages from him. Knowing the type of monster that he is, I was only using him to get information, to get Trump. That's all that they want to do is get Trump. Epstein, this proves right here that Epstein was helping the Democrats, assisting the Democrats in trying to get Trump. He was mad with Trump. So he's helping the Democrats. This proves it right here. Epstein was helping the Democrats attempt to get Trump on something, on anything, destroy Trump. If Epstein is best friends with President Trump, what sense does it make for Epstein to help the Democrats to try to get Trump? I mean, come on. See, people don't, you know what? These people on the left, they don't even think. They don't even put 2 and 2 together. The mindset is something wrong with these people. I mean, straight up. They're not even thinking about it. Like, well, you know, maybe should we actually be doing this? I mean, you know, is this feasible that we do this? This just proves it right there. And she don't want to take any responsibility for talking to Epstein when everybody knew how he was. Everybody knew.
And I know the effect that had on her as well as us as her family. And so I understand what the victims are going through, and I want them to get their their justice, their peace out of.
Oh, so instead of just saying, yeah, I regret taking those text messages, she's going to deflect. That's all that she's doing. Deflecting. Now, look, I've done some stuff in my past that I'm not proud of. And I don't go out there and just put all my dirt out on the streets. But if I've ever sit in a situation to come and say, you know what, I'll just say, look, I'm not going to give you all the details, but I've done stuff in my past that I have regretted. I've learned from my mistakes. She could say that. I've learned from my mistakes. She really could just say that. I have learned from my mistakes. And I don't plan on making those type of mistakes in the future. I've done a lot better since then. But she can't even say that. She won't even say that. Because that's not part of the agenda. That's not what she wants to do. And then you have Elizabeth Warren. And she chimes in on all of this. And of course, Elizabeth Warren, another Democrat, demons will protect demons. She's talking about somebody else here. And I can't remember the guy's name. But she's saying, let me just play it, then we'll talk about it. Because it's connected with Stacey. It really is. Watch.
What do you make of MBS being at the White House, meeting with Speaker Johnson today? Obviously, he's done plenty of bad things, including killing Jamal Khashoggi, but also Saudi Arabia is a prominent player in the Middle East. How do you balance that?
Look, I am deeply concerned that the President of the United States honors a man that our own intelligence reports show was involved in the murder of a journalist. The United States...
Hold on. That's not the part I want you to hear.
In his relationship...
I apologize. I think it's right here.
...have already done that they loans. The Trump administration is doing is a country that does not believe in its own future.
And Larry Summers today said that he would be stepping aside from the OpenAI board. Is that enough?
Larry Summers has shown terrible judgment. I mean, like historically bad judgment in his relationship with Mr. Epstein after it was publicly known.
Okay, so she's saying that she's talking about this guy, his relationship with Epstein after it's publicly known. What about Stacey? I mean, is she going to say the same thing about Stacey? Listen.
About Mr. Epstein's criminal violations with underage girls.
Oh.
No one should trust Larry Summers' judgment, and Larry Summers should not be trusted in a position of responsibility or in a position of teaching our students.
So he should not be trusted. Larry Summers should not be trusted because of his relationship with Epstein. But Stacey, she can when she was in direct communication with Jeffrey Epstein. And like it wasn't a problem. When she knew that he was an offender. She knew it. We all knew it. But Elizabeth Warren says nothing about that. She's not going to say the same thing about that. Not at all. All right, I got one more I want to share with you. And this is full transparency here. This is AI. I did this. I created this. This is AI. Okay? Full transparency here. Okay? Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready? Full transparency. It is AI. You got to say this. This is AI. You know what? AI is an excellent tool. I mean, I'm just saying it's a tool. It may be worse. It may be worse a lot, worse later on. But right now, it's a pretty cool tool. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, right? That's AI for you. And it did a pretty good job. And at first I was like looking at the hands. I was looking at her hand in the back. It did a really good job. And then both his hands going over Hakeem and going over her, both of his hands. And then Hakeem's hand and his arm. The AI has gotten so much better. I mean, it looks pretty real. I mean, it looks really real. I mean, look at that. So the next 5 years from now, people are not going to even know the difference. I mean, wow. Right? Just absolutely wow. But that's the kind of relationship they had, apparently. Allegedly. Allegedly. I mean, my goodness, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. All right, everybody, that is it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please bless me by hitting that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up for me. Hit the thumbs up. How many we had here? And I know it hadn't been too much here. Let me see. We got 81 on Facebook. Thank you so much. 81 people hit the thumbs up in the heart on Facebook. Thank you so much. And on Rumble, let's look at Rumble. Did y'all hit the thumbs up? We only got 7 on Rumble. What's the deal? Y'all don't like me? I mean, really, y'all don't like me? Y'all not hitting the thumbs up for me? Okay, we got 9 now. Come on. I mean, hit the thumbs up for me. Please. Please. Now let's look at YouTube. Let's look at YouTube. Let's see how many we got on YouTube. And let me see. Yeah, and you know what? We got how many people? We got 41 people watching on Rumble. We got 43 people watching on YouTube. We got 44 thumbs up on YouTube. Look at that. Facebook's in the lead. Then we got YouTube. And then we got Rumble. Right? Come on, Rumble. Come on, Rumble. 40 people on Rumble. Hit that thumbs up for me. Hit the thumbs up. I mean, y'all know this is funny. Come on, you know it's funny. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this on my X page when we get done. I'm gonna share this. I might put it on some other ones too. But it is what it is. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. All right, everybody. Hey, if you would, please bless me by going to my website, uniteamericafirst.com, just like you see it right there. Support me today. I need your support. I need your support. You can see there's some options up there where you can support me. I would greatly appreciate it. You'll be blessing me by doing so. Or just click on at the top of the page there. You see where it says connect with her or donate. You can donate to me right there. And if you're like on a mobile device, it had the hamburger stack and you'll see it that way. Or just click one of those up there. You got the silver, the gold, the bronze, and the diamond. I would greatly appreciate it. God bless you all, everybody. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you on the flip side. See you on the flip side. God bless.